falsely claimed that Hamas beheaded babies, and they failed to produce a single piece of evidence. Yet they remain silent against the images of thousands of babies and children torn apart in Gaza as a result of the Israeli missiles. Now all exposed, the whole West claiming and preaching about democracy, humanity, rule of law. It's nothing but hypocrisy. It is a lynch law. We are living in a jungle. We all must establish this fact. The United States is totally responsible for the war raging in Gaza against unarmed, defenseless people. It is the United States that vetoes condemnation of Israel in the Security Council. It's the United States that stands on the way of a ceasefire in Gaza. It is the United States proving once again, as described by Khomeini, it is the greatest Satan, the great devil. From Hiroshima to Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, Palestine, the United States must be held liable and then penalized for all what it has been perpetrating against our people and the peoples of the region. And there comes the decision by the Islamic resistance movement in Iraq to launch offenses against the American bases in Iraq and Syria, considering that the United States is controlling the war in Gaza, and it is the United States that must pay the price. There must be a big event to shake this oppressive, occupying, usurping Zionist regime with their backers in Washington and London, and to reopen these humanitarian issues before the eyes of the whole world. The United States administration, represented in their president, ministers, state secretaries, and even top brass, to support this shaking entity in order to get some breathe, get back on its feet again, and to restore some action and to take the initiative, which he has until now. And they had it to provide all forms of protection and support. The swift response by the United States to support and back Israel has proven how failing Israel is. From the very first days of Al-Aqsa Typhoon operation against a totally besieged Gaza Strip, the Israeli government was in a dire need for the U.S. fleet to navigate to the Mediterranean for military and psychological support. Where is your fleet? Where is your warplanes? Where is the invincible army of Israel, the mightiest in the region? Where is all that? The United States hurriedly dispatched warplane carriers and other pieces of their naval fleet. The U.S. top brass generals, military experts running to the area to open the strategic weapon depots for the Israelis. From the very first days, Israel demanded new weapons, new missiles from the United States. From the very first day, Israel demanded $10 billion. Is it a strong state? Is it an invincible army? as claimed, a state that required that amount of US and Western support, heads of state, heads of governments, defense ministers, top brass generals, flocking from all over the world to provide moral support. This is what Al-Aqsa Typhoon has caused to this frail entity. These are some of the profound impacts of Al-Aqsa Typhoon operation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the duty of every free nobleman in this world to establish and reiterate these facts in the public opinion warfare led by the Western media that is falsifying and misinforming the public. We started to see the public opinion shifting as the whole world witnessed women, defenseless women and children torn apart. This is the least we can do in this battle, the battle of right against false, the battle against ferociousness, brutality and barbarism, represented by the United States and Israel. Supporting Gaza and the Gazans is the least humane requirement. Those who took out to the street in support, who rally, those who donate, let alone those who fight, are under the duty towards Gaza and Gazans. Let the world know. For weeks, communication, pressures, even from day one, if you start any operation and if you open a front in the south, all these American fleets have come for you. You will be shelled by the US warplanes. This was been told to us on October 8th. And in some details, when some Palestinian resistance fighters infiltrated from Lebanon, following the first operation by them, we received a threat that the US warplanes will bombard Lebanon. I assure you, many resistance fighters have infiltrated and many will continue to infiltrate. The threats we receive will not change our position. I am speaking openly, candidly, and at the same time with ambiguity, constructive ambiguity. All scenarios are open. All scenarios are open on our Lebanese southern front. I reiterate, all scenarios are open. All options are laid out, and we can adopt any at any point of time. We all together must be prepared, ready, and available to all these scenarios and options to come. To the Americans, the United States administration, I say, darting your threats on Lebanon and resistance in the region is pointless. Not the resistance movement or the resistance countries. It has reached a point that we received a message that if you continue to launch operations in the south, it will not only bombard Lebanon, but would also bombard Iran. Can you imagine? To the Americans, I say, darting your threats on us in Lebanon will be pointless. Your naval fleets in the Mediterranean will not and cannot cause us to fear. To you, I openly and candidly say that your fleet that you are using as a threat, we have prepared for them what it takes. You, the Americans, remember your defeats in Lebanon, Iraq, Afghanistan, and your humiliating withdrawal from Afghanistan. Those who defeated you in Lebanon at the early 80s are still alive, backed and supported by their children and grandchildren. If the US and Western politics are calling for steering away from escalation, this cannot be achieved by threats against honest, noble resistance fighters defending the defenseless. The only course is to end the war on Gaza. Here it is. Israel, your servant, you, the Americans, are capable of ending the aggression on Gaza because it is you that you started. If you wish to steer away from a regional war, you must hurriedly act towards ending the aggression on Gaza. You, the Americans, are fully aware if an all-out war is broken, your fleet will be of no good. Your aerial warplanes will be pointless. You will pay a heavy price by your interests, your fleet, and your personnel.